y'all. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is feeling fantastic and full of love and full of grace. This is the year of prosperity and abundance. And for everybody that's watching, I just hope that you are finding your authentic self. You are finding self-worth, self-respect for yourself, self-love, and ask yourself, what do you want to bring to the table to this world? Who do you want to be in this world? That's most important. Today I want to talk about a few different things. I definitely want to talk about a few different things. Switch it up just a little bit. I know it's been a while that I made an episode, but I'm here today. It's just a bunch of different things that's been going on, so I really haven't had the time. But, today I want to talk about some stuff. The new year came, and that was a great time as well. It's a new year. It's a brand new beginning. Also, Valentine's Day just passed, and, that sometimes it's like a bittersweet time of year because sometimes people don't have a partner or anybody to share love with. But that's why there has came about the Galentines, and women are coming together and celebrating Valentine's as Galentines, as a girl times, as time to come together as women and just feel self-love and feel loved by everybody else. It's not always about having a partner. It's just feeling yourself, right? It's about yourself. But this year, once again, me and my girl, my best friend, we both created another event for everybody to come out and just enjoy themselves and feel that self-love and that self-appreciation and self-worth. And it was a success. It was really a success, and I can't wait for everyone else to come out to our Dear Black Queen events, where women can just come out and just feel empowered, where we empower other women and just feel great and love and encouragement to do the greatest things that you can do and be the best person that you can be in this world as a woman. So I'm all about embracing women, but it was a great time. It was a sit, paint, and meditate, and it was just such a great time. I just watched everybody smile and grin their teeth from ear to ear and just dance and sing and just feel as free as they can be. And that was the most important part for me and Sean's, because we did that. Shout out to Sean's, by the way. Shout out to my partner. I love you. And we do some great things. We're gonna do this. We led with the meditation, which was pretty cool. And the meditation, I guided it, and it was all about self-love, self-worth, self-appreciation, who you are in this world and what you want to bring to the table to this world, what you want to bring to the table in your own world. That's the most important part. You create your own world, right? And you choose who you want to be, and you choose what you want in your life. So, if you don't want that negative lifestyle, you don't incorporate that into your life. If you want positivity into your life and just peace and all that good stuff, self-love, self-worth, bring that into your life, bring that into your existence. But I realize a lot of people coming to me and ask me for advice and suggestions, and they're always telling me that, how did you get to where you needed to go? How did you get to that point where you can meditate and keep your mind focused? And honestly, meditation is not the easiest thing to do. It's not at first, especially if you're a person that overthinks and you're an overthinker. Your mind will go through a bunch of file cabinets and just run through these cabinets and these bookcases, or however you want to put it, because everybody's mind is different. But it will run, and you got to know how to just focus. But I do definitely have anybody that does want one-on-one sessions or wants to join my meditation groups. You can also do that as well. And I'll leave the link in below and where you can contact me in regards to that. But I just want everybody to just feel embraced and feel loved, and especially February is the month of, love and embracing yourselves. And once again too as well, Black History Month, so we have to embrace that as well. Black and beautiful, everybody that is Black, everybody that has some type of melanin in their skin, embrace who you are as who you are. It's just all about just feeling who you are as a person. And I want everybody that is out there that's feeling pretty low about themselves, or not feeling good enough, or not feeling that they're enough for anybody. You don't need to be enough for anybody but yourself. That's the more important thing. Like, just be enough for you and understand who you are. And once you have that confidence in your mind, you'll realize that you are the prize and nobody can't change that. And you are worth everything. And once you find your self-worth, you won't tolerate things that don't need to be in your life or no longer serves you. So embrace who you are as an individual, hands down. Another thing that I've been going through over the last few couple weeks, I've been reading this book by Candice Love. She's definitely somebody that I found on Instagram, and I'm highly inspired by her. She's the one that, I can't even lie, that inspired me to do everything that I do to this day, like podcasting and putting myself out there and bringing into my yoga and my meditation, and just embracing who I am as an individual, whether I could be different from others, but I just want to be able to just embrace me. But I came across her page, and then I realized that she had a book as well, and her book is amazing so far. And there's some things in her book that has really highly made me think. I'm not gonna lie, it made me think and made me view things a little bit differently. She's just amazing. That's all I gotta say. But her book right here, I have it here. I don't know if you guys can see that here. It is called Remember Who the You Are, F-U-C-K, but yeah, I'm not going to say it here. But yeah, remember who you are. So far, what I've been getting from reading this is understanding who I am, and that I am worthy of who I am to be. And my story and everything that I've encountered in my life has made me realize that it all happened for a reason, and it taught me lessons, and it's teaching me of who I am destined to be at the end of the day. Especially at the beginning of her book. I'm not gonna lie, the beginning of her book had me in tears. She wrote a letter to her mother, and she wrote an acknowledgement letter to her dad, and the one to her dad really resonated with me the most. Like, I've always had my mom. My mom is my rock, hands down. That's my backbone. But my dad has never really been in my life. So coming from not having a father in my life, and it's not by choice entirely, like, he didn't choose to completely not be in my life. It was obviously forced. He wasn't able to be in my life. But I've seen him a few times in life, and at first, like, growing up, like, first year, I have a dad, and then I love my dad, but you don't really understand what that love really is, even though that person doesn't really exist in your life. But you still have that in your heart, because you're yearning, especially as a young woman, you yearn to have a father, because they say that women with their dads, girls with their dads, it's always the daddy's girl and then mommy's boy, but with your dads, like, as a woman, you search for that, you yearn for that love and that unconditionalness. And then if you don't have a father in your life, you kind of try to search for it in other people and other men. And I feel like I've done that. I've been there, where looking for a father figure in my, not really a father figure, but a fatherly love, and just searching for real love, because you get the love from your mom, of course, you get the love from your family, but the love that you get from your dad is a different type of love, 100%. So at first I would always look at it and be like, oh, this guy's a piece of crap, like, he doesn't love me, he doesn't want to be a part of my life, he doesn't care about who I am, right? And I'm like, who is he? And while I was reading her book, and in that specific little letter to her dad, it made me look at it in a different light of my dad, where if my dad was in my life, who would I be today? But because my father hasn't been in my life, it made me of who I am today. It made me have to be more independent and understand myself as a woman, and it just made me see him in a different light. And it's when she decided to say too, thank you for walking me home. At first I didn't understand that line that she said. I was like, what does she mean by that? But then it made me really take a step back. And then she said to her father as well, you know, thank you for taking the courage, or having the courage for not wanting to be in my life. And I understood that part, and it resonated with me, because at one point in my life, I was like, this man's brave. Like, he really didn't feel to want to be in my life. So, and that's how I felt at the time. But now that I'm older and me and him has discussed certain things, it's not like that. But at times you would kind of feel like maybe if you made more of an effort, you would be able to be in my life. So honestly, I feel that people need to pick up this book and start reading. And it's not even just, that was just only like the first few pages. And what I really love the most about her book is that she, every chapter, she gives you some questions to think about to yourself. Like, why are you reading this book? What is your intention with this book? And I love that she said that, because then she helps me to journal a bit more, which I already do journal, which I talked about in my last episodes. But journaling is important, and it made me understand, like, why did I pick up this book? And her book is not just a quick fix healing book. Like, she really makes you understand yourself as a person, and understand the reasons as of why you're doing these things, and why you're picking up her book and reading it, and understanding her stories so that you can understand your stories. So honestly, shout out to Candy's Love. She definitely 100% has made me see things in a different light so far, and I gotta keep reading. I really encourage everybody to go out and get this book, and honestly, it will make you think in a different light. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to her. But you know, other than my books that I've been reading and understanding myself a little bit more, I've been getting some people talking to me and asking me, like, how do I feel about situationships? And I've been fighting with myself to talk about these things, because it's a touchy subject. You know, I've been in a situationship with somebody for a very long time, once upon a time. And one thing that I realized is that when you get too comfortable in a situationship, or the other person that you're with is in the situationship becomes too comfortable, then they feel like there's no entitlement at that time. There's no title to add to the situation, right? So I would say, in either, what I'm learning, in either to get into a relationship, you kind of have to be in a situationship in a way. But that's if you lay that card down in the beginning of your dating situation with a person, where you are looking at it as setting the intention of what you want in the situation. Or what do you want? Are you dating with intention of finding your partner? Are you dating just to sleep around? Are you dating for just yourself? Like, what are you really intentionally dating for? So if you were dating with intention of finding your partner, finding your husband, your wife, whatever the case may be, if you're dating with that, you have to set the rule and set the ground and say, how long am I going to be in this situation where it's just me and this person? And then you have to eventually get to a point. At the beginning, you're going to stay in a situation with dating this person for a certain amount of time. But then you got to look at it like, okay, are we dating exclusively? Are we dating with where it's just me and you? There's no other partners. There's just me and you. And then from there, you know, of course you're gonna get the moment where it's just, okay, now we're dating each other only. It's just us that's messing with each other. It's just us that's doing all these dating with each other. There's nobody else in the equation. But how long are you going to stay in that situation? That is the question. Personally, me, I'm like, nothing past a year. There's some people that won't only go past 6 months of just knowing a person. But I'm like, nah, after a year, I feel like personally, if you're not trying to get too serious with the person, then it's starting to really become a situationship. And then some people end up being in a situationship for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. And then at the end of the day, every time that you recycle it back to that person and say, okay, so what are we doing? They tell you, well, I already told you I wasn't ready, or I already told you what it really was. And then you're kind of stuck now, like, okay, but I like this person and I still want to be around this person, but what do I do in this case? So I would feel, for anybody that's asking this question or asked me this question, here's the answer right here. How long do you want to tolerate the situationship? How long do you want to actually sit down and pretend that you're in a relationship with a person when you're really not? What do you want to really do? put your foot down. Put your foot down and set your standards and set your goals. And if you are dating anybody, just set your standards, set your morals, set your goals of what you want. And communication is key. If you are not talking about what the intention is or talking about what you eventually want, then it's never going to get anywhere. You guys are just going to always keep going in this merry-go-round, loop-de-loop, and then you never know what you guys really are doing. You guys are just sleeping around and maybe having some fun with each other, but it's never going to really get anywhere. What are you going to do? That's one thing I've been wanting to talk about, but on a later note, I might talk about it a little bit more and go in depth more. But I don't know, like, this day and age is just really weird. It's really, really weird. And, you know, I seen something today. It was crazy. I seen a post with Kanye West, and it was him, like, I gotta put that picture up after, his choirs and his church stuff or whatever he does in the desert. Okay, cool. But like, it was him in the middle, and it's a dating to marry as him in the middle, and then everybody else around him where there's situationships. It's not honest, or the person's not honest, OnlyFans, not healed, hoe, commitment issues, and to make an ex jealous, and casual dating. Is that what people are doing? So I'm just like, this day and age is different, like completely different. I'm like, what happened to like Love Jones and stuff? Like, what happened to Poetic Justice, that old school 90s love? Like, I don't see that happening anymore. I don't see people like just falling for people for the sake of falling for who they are as a person. Like, now it's all, what can that person do for me? They can't do this for me, they can't do that for me. Like, or people want to be in long-term situationships, or they're just dating casually, so they're just dating just to mess around. And I'm like, this world is just different. I'm like, why can't they be like me? Like, I love an old school love story. Like, if you could be like that, like that's what life is about to me. Like, it's about your personality, your soul, your mind, that intellectual lifestyle. Like, having fun with the person and really enjoying their presence of being in your existence. Like, that's the type of love that I feel that needs to be brought into this world. But nowadays, everybody's either doing some things that they're not supposed to be doing, like love spells. That's been going around all over social media, people doing love spells just to get a person. Like, if you can't get a person with who you are as one, like, or who you are as an individual, like, I'm sorry, something's going on up here. Your wires are kind of twisted. You need to get yours together and figure out how to find a person genuinely instead of having to do all these love spells. I'm not into that. That's some weird stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry, rebuke those love spells. But, you know, if you can find a person of who you are as an individual as a whole, like, and they appreciate who you are and they accept who you are as a person, you accept them, then I'm sorry, that's where it's solid. But nowadays people are not really into that, and people are not even really showing their real intentions, or a lot of people are afraid to really date. That's the crazy thing. A lot of people are afraid to date, and a lot of people are afraid to be vulnerable and open with another person. And a lot of people have trust issues. Trust issues comes hard, especially because they've been hurt from previous relationships, or people lied or was malicious to them, so, or cheated or did some certain things to them. So now them trying to date is kind of scary, and everybody's a little bit more picky, and you don't really know a person. And I always say this, it takes 3 years for me personally. I think it takes about 3 years to really know a person, like really know a person. And on top of that, you got to pay attention to a person that gets upset. So how they react when they're mad at you, I'm sorry, if they're quick to throw a hand at you or quick to act out of pocket, get really disrespectful, then I don't know, maybe that's not the person for you. But I don't know, having this question resurface a lot of like, how would you be when you're dating? How would you react in this situation? How would you deal with a situationship? What would you do, Shan? This is all my answers. I'm still learning myself. Like, I'm still learning myself, especially in this day and age of dating. It's a little different, but that's another thing. And it just comes down to what you really want. What do you really want as a person? What do you want for yourself? And don't accept things that you don't want. If you know that doesn't serve you, you don't want it, walk away from that relationship, walk away from that situationship if it's not for you. And if that person can't work with you, because love is work, and they can't actually work with you or make sacrifices for you as much as you're making sacrifices for them, then you got to walk away from the situation, honey. That's just all it is at the end of the day. Walk away and find your person. Find what's for you. If they're really for you, you'll see that. And on top of that, if it comes with confusion or you got to second guess something, then I feel like you just got to walk away from that and really live in your truth. Like, what do you really want for yourself? Are you going to sit down and acknowledge and take on things that you don't want in life? Like, what do you really want to do for you? That's just how I look at it. So for everybody that's asking that question, I hope I answered that question for you. I hope that I was able to fulfill whatever is going on in your mind and make you get a better understanding. But that's another thing too. I don't know, like, I just keep coming across a lot of different situations, a lot of different questions. I was talking to one of my guy friends the other day, and he said to me, why do women try to find or fill a void or a blank spot by talking to another person? So let's reiterate that. I'm not even gonna base it on just women, because I feel like men do this too. Men or women do this too. Whatever partner you have, they do it. Just people do it in general. So when a person is dating someone and there is blanks that's not being filled in to what your expectations are of a person. So for instance, if a guy, I'm gonna speak on a girl's point of view. If a girl is talking to a guy and that guy is not doing what that girl wants him to do. Wow, that was a tongue twister. But the guy is not doing what the girl wants. Meaning, okay, he knows her love language is, I don't know, it could be anything. Whatever her love language is, he's not filling that part. So what that girl will do is start to talk to another guy, and then knowing that guy likes them in a certain way, maybe sexually or whatever the case may be. They know that girl knows that other person wants them in a special way. Now, that girl knows she doesn't really want that guy, right? But because she's trying to fill a void of what the other partner she's talking to isn't doing and isn't fulfilling, she's gonna go ahead and talk to another guy that's going to fill that void. Just like with a man, if the woman is not sleeping with him and doing all these other things with him that he wants to fulfill his love language, he's going to go off and he's going to find another woman that's going to fulfill those voids and fill those blanks that what the woman is not serving for him. So I don't know why people do this. I don't know if people are alone and they just want validation, or it's a thrill for them and they're trying to get that attention that they want from other people. I don't know what it is, but people do it. And I'm just saying, like, honestly, if somebody isn't filling a void for you or filling a blank for you, or something is out of the ordinary, talk to your partner and try to figure out what it is that you're not feeling fulfilled with, and see if it changes. If it's not changing, then you walk away from that person. That person's not for you, and find a person that ticks off your boxes. That's all I can say. Find somebody that's going to tick your boxes. If they're not ticking your boxes, what can you do? There's nothing that you can do. So I would say, do what you need to do for you at the end of the day, darling. Do what you need to do for you. If it ain't serving you, it gotta go. But, it's just so many different things that I want to talk about today, but I'm just going to kind of cut it a little bit short because I haven't been back in a minute. And, there's some gems I do want to talk about down the line eventually, maybe on the next episode or the one after that. But I just hope everybody still tunes in and listens to my episodes. And hopefully you get some gems from it. You get some understandings on life. And if you know anybody that needs to hear these words that I've spread today, send them my way. Share my stories, share my episodes, share my page, like, comment, subscribe, and continue to just follow up on what I gotta say today if you're interested in it. And to anybody that is looking for women groups, a women empowerment group, me and Dear Sean's over there. I'm going to add her Instagram as well and add into our business page, Dear Black Queen. I hope that you guys can find your way over to us and If you want to come to our events, I suggest come on over. It's full of love, it's full of grace, it's full of abundance, it's full of prosperity, it's full of all of that greatness that I think that some women will really highly appreciate it. So send your way over there. And if you're looking for any one-on-one type of meditations, yoga, here I am as well. I do provide those type of services. Especially summertime is coming up. And there's some virtual sessions as well. So if you're looking into that, please send your way over to me or share it to someone that's interested as well. But once again, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for tuning into this episode once again. And if you can take the time to go over to Spotify and take a look or listen over there, or share some love over there, I would highly, highly appreciate it. I am forever grateful. But thank you again. Like, comment, and subscribe and follow. And yeah, thank you again for listening. Peace and love.